news, but I have to tell you the following situation. When we open a little bit our eyes, we start to realize what's going on. We have to stop a little bit our rush and to think about ourselves. 3 weeks ago, less than 3 weeks ago, there was an incident in Israel of a family that lost 2 of their kids by a fire that got into one of the apartments. Then, a week later, there was a terrible crash car in Eretz Israel as well. Then we had Pittsburgh, terrible case, Motzei Shabbat. We all heard 11 Jews were killed in a terrible manner. And then yesterday, we're having another tragedy. A whole family, 6 kids and the 2 parents, through a car crash, dying because the car got on fire, and all the family passed away. Rabbi, when tzarot are coming, we have to ask ourselves what's going on. I said that many times. Borei Olam doesn't speak Spanish. He doesn't speak English as well. He speaks in a special language. It's called Teva. Teva means nature. And if we don't understand the language, so we continue speaking. And we have to ask ourselves, what is our job? Now, it's very hard. We're not Nevi'im and not Bnei Nevi'im. We don't know exactly what is the cause of the things. But one thing we have to know. We have to wake up. And I want to tell you a midrash. Rabbi, listen to this midrash. Midrash in Shir HaShirim. Say the midrash. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu LeYisrael. Borei Olam Yisrael to Am Yisrael. Banai. Hadbiu kolchem. Raise up your voice. כדי שישמעו חברים שעל גביכם. Make it loud, raise up your voice, like that your friends that are on top of you, they will hear you. ואין חברים אלא מלאכי השרת. Those friends, who are those friends? The angels, מלאכי השרת. ותנו דעתכם, and I want you to realize, שלא תשנאו זה את זה, ולא תקנאו זה בזה. Don't hate each other. Don't be jealous about the other. ולא תחרחרו זה בזה. Don't try to pinch the other one. ולא תביישו זה לזה. And don't embarrass your fellow Jew. שלא יאמרו מלאכי השרת. Like that, מלאכי השרת will not say to הקדוש ברוך הוא, God, the Torah that you gave to Am Yisrael, and that's how they act. עד כאן המדרש. The Midrash in Shir HaShirim is telling us. Now there is something that it's called Mekatregim. Mekatregim means angels that are talking bad about Am Yisrael. But why? What is exactly the things that they are saying to God? When they see how we here by us, the Jewish nation, we don't respect each other, we hate each other, we feel jealous about the other, we embarrass others. Immediately, the angels upstairs, they're saying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's Torah, and that's how they behave. If all those tragedies, Rabotai, happened, we have to ask ourselves why it's happening. Why it's happening? It's not normal to have the whole family getting burned in Israel all of a sudden. It's not normal. It's not normal to pass Shabbat and then to hear terrible news of 11 Jews were killed. Having a guy 75 minutes inside that place killing all over.
75 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
No? That's what they say.
75.
75? No minutes?
Not minutes. No. That's an hour and 15 minutes.
It was more than that, you say.
More than that.
Less.
Less than that? I'm
Each
not sure.
came in 5 minutes.
Not sure. I read that it was 75 minutes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe whatever I read was incorrect. Anyways, whatever he did was terrible anyways.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay? It's the same. He killed 11 Jews, it's 11 Jews.
It's worse than 5 minutes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So Rabotai, it's not normal. And we have to stop a little bit. You know, the Yetzer Hara, Ba'adam Asad are saying, the Yetzer Hara is trying all the time to rush us. Be busy. Be busy. Why? I don't want you to think. Because he knows that if we're going to think, we're going to stop doing whatever wrong things that we're doing, and we're going to change. Okay? Now, so Rabotai, I would like to share with you a beautiful idea. Listen to this amazing point. Second. In this week's parasha, we're talking about Abraham Avinu looking for the wife of Rivka. By the way, it's a special parasha, segula for shidduchim. Special parasha. We're talking about the first shidduch of Am Yisrael. Okay, in between Yitzchak and Rivka. And the Torah is telling us the following idea. Says the Torah that Abraham is sending his Aved. How do you say Aved in English? His slave. Okay, slave. His slave Eliezer, and he's telling him, Habibi, look for a girl for my son. Say the Midrash, Eliezer wasn't a regular servant. Eliezer was meaning he was learning from his rabbi and he was teaching over. He was a rabbi. Don't look at him like he was a guy with a beard, with a hat. He was looking, Tamid Chacham. And Eliezer had a daughter. And the Midrash writes that Eliezer wanted his daughter to Abraham Avinu. To Yitzchak, basically. So he's telling to Abraham, listen, I have my daughter. What about my daughter? He says, Bar Minah. En Baruch mitchaber im Arur. Someone who is blessed cannot get connected with someone that is cursed. Why Eliezer is cursed? Because Eliezer is coming from the son from Canaan. Canaan, all the generations were Avadim. So he says a Baruch guy cannot be with a Arur guy. But that's the way of talking. That's the way of talking. Abraham Avinu, you're expressing like that, you're throwing Eliezer to the... What's going on over here? And Eliezer doesn't open his mouth and goes, and he gets to the place, and let's be open, if I was Eliezer and I really wanted my daughter to get married to Yitzchak, I will get to the place, I will look, I will get Rivka, and I will say, listen, she's only 3 years old. Yitzchak is already over 40. There is no match. I'm going back and Abraham Avinu doesn't work. But Eliezer, instead of doing that, he's praying and he says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu Borei Olam, I'm taking out my own interest. I'm putting it to the side. I'm asking you Borei Olam, you're going to decide who's going to be the girl. I'm not getting involved. I'm not putting interest. I'm not putting my will. Nothing. Say Chachamim, when Eliezer got Rivka from Arur, it changed to be Baruch. At that moment, decided to change the title of Eliezer. He's no more cursed. Now he's blessed. What happened? And with this I'm finishing it. There is a second minute coming up. The answer is, Rabotai, that Eliezer showed to each one of us what that means to be a slave. A slave means you have no will. We're not asking you your will. Your will doesn't matter. You're doing whatever your master is telling us. Say Chachamim, Eliezer showed that he is Aved Ne'eman, that he is a right a slave. HaKadosh Baruch Hu pay him back. He says, now that you're my Aved, I can give you to say Baruch. Say Chachamim, our job is to be Aved Hashem, slaves of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But what that means to be Aved Hashem? What is that? To be Aved Hashem means to close our knowledge, to close our will, and to do whatever God is asking from us, even though we don't feel like it, even though it's hard for us, even though I'm not in the mood. Right now, that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is asking from each one of us. We are Aved Hashem. Baruch Amen.